The 25th anniversary edition of the Passion for Speed Festival is proudly brought to you by Marlboro Crane Hire and Swartkorps International World of Motoring. Welcome to the coverage of the second half of the Passion for Speed's 25th anniversary. Great to see big crowds out here and a strong showing from Pablo Clark Racing. Let's catch up with Paolo Cavalieri.
We've got more cars here than ever before. 5 cars in the BMW normally aspirated Cup and 1 car in the BMW Turbo Cup, with the Batmobile here, which is out for the first time in a long time. It's driven by Maurizio Bianco, whom those that watched racing in the 80s will remember him as one of the front runners in Group 1 with his brother Nico in the Alfa GDB6. We've got Ronald Lenters from Holland. He's driving the turbo car, our Black Mamba. Great to have these 2 overseas guys here in the BMW series. It just shows what an attraction it is. More importantly than that is our 4 up-and-coming young drivers, 2 young ladies and 2 young gents who did the last season with us as well. And we're looking for a competitive year from the 4 of them. It's a massive team effort. And growing young talent is equally important, whether you're in the workshop or in the office or behind the wheel.
Straight into the BMW M Performance Racing Series Naturally Aspirated Cup, one of 2 new classes. Let's catch up with Trevor Long.
Been at the track for 10 months now, but first race after a while. Really looking forward to it and seem to be on pace, so hoping to have a really good day.
Good luck, Trev. Hope it all goes according to plan with the new class, BMW M Performance Racing Series, combining all the non-turbo or naturally aspirated classes into one big field. And you can see it's a huge field. It's over 35 cars that are about to go to battle for the first time in 2026. And you can see just how close it is right from the word go. They don't have double yellow flags. They go straight into the race action. And there you can see at the back of the pack, nice to see some new faces here, as we see young Morgan Jacobs joining that team that Paulo was talking about in Pablo Clark and the development aspect. Fighting at the front end there, it looks like Kobus Boma getting into the mix almost instantaneously, as is Davi Olivier. He's got Olerato Sekudu all over the back of him. And then you can see the other 2 cars coming out of Pablo Clark Racing there. And a nice start coming out of Ken Swartz and Karabo Malamela. Remembering that there are 4 classes in this category, so class A, B, C and D, and each of them in naturally aspirated Cup are now fighting amongst themselves. Some of them getting into the mix as well. As you can see, we just spoke to Trevor Long. He looks like it's going according to plan for him so far, sitting just outside of that top 10. The front end battle starting to heat up ever so slightly, but we saw some great pace at the front end, and particularly with the likes of Chloe Stewart, who came into this last year for the very first time, and now just ahead there of the track taxi. So getting really up close and personal in Class D. Class B starting to heat up a little bit there as well as the 1-2-2 goes through there. That's Olerato. Now remember, he only joined this class beginning of the season and now jumps in for the very first time. Darby getting close. Very, very tight as they head to the top of the hill. They're just trying to find a way through on Ignis Duplessis. Duplessis all over the back of him, trying to find a way past, back ahead now of Olivier. That's a great battle. And just behind that is Troy Cochran in the mix too. Checkered flag is going to be out. A fantastic effort there from Andre van Vuuren. Basically flag to flag for him. We didn't see much of him because he got away nicely at the front end. And that allowed him to secure Class B ahead of Bernard de Gouveia and Gernholz. A good run from Ignis Duplessis. He beat out Nick Hapst and Tian van Rooyen for the Class C honours. And in the top 10 there, Karabo Malamela. Great drive from the youngster, coming through nicely for the Pablo Clark Racing team. Straight into race 2, this time with the inverted grid. Davi Olivier will be the man leading them into turn 1 and under pressure almost instantaneously, as you can see there from the 28 car. Ignis Duplessis also getting a good start, trying to make his way to the front end as rapidly as possible. Watch out for the return of the boss man, Bernard de Gouveia. He'll be looking to try and get to the front end as quickly as possible, as will Olerato Sekudu, who's had a phenomenal start here in his career for M Performance Racing Series. That's Troy Cochran just having a little bit of a fight of his own, and just on his tail, Trevor Long. Second pack coming through their class. This Class C battle is starting to rage right from the word go. Check that out as they head down towards turn number 8 for the first time. Reinhard Miller. What a touch from Karabo. Karabo Malamela out of shape there big time. He came together with Haps and him coming together down the hill towards turn 8. There is, Van Vuuren. Van Vuuren on the sideline. No, that's Nicky Dix. Beg your pardon. Same colours and very similar car, but Nicky Dix out of that one. Further back in the pack, some great battles raging as well. Philip Mostert Sr. getting into the mix there. And there's the Batmobile that we heard from Pablo Clark's side of things. Great to have Maurizio Bianco in that car. And that Batmobile back on track is also a fantastic sight, particularly here at Passion for Speed. Getting into the closing stages now, and it's Olarato Sakudu who's at the front. He's got Olafir on his tail. Can he hang on? De Gavea looks pretty dangerous. He wants to get past Olafir if he can in the boxy. Let's see if there's any opportunity for him here as they go down onto brakes into turn 2, Cashel corner. On their tail, big pressure coming from behind and looking for opportunities to get through there, as you can see. And look at how tight it is in that mid-pack as well. This is Ken Swartz fighting side by side with that big 5 Series, looking for an opportunity to keep him out. Not going to be easy. This is a fantastic little battle. Bowman trying to come around the outside. Ken Swartz hold on to the inside. Oh, a dive on the back as well from Tian van Rooyen. Tian van Rooyen nearly squeezing through there on Claudio Jardim. Similar maneuver here. Is it going to work out? No, it's not. Ah, there you go. It had to give at some point. And the saltwater car coming together there, unfortunately. And that is not where you want to be turning around. Shane Krobler getting turned around. Ferdy van Staden also in the problem there. So it's not exactly the way they wanted it. That's for sure. Coming to the checkered flag, though. The Rampage Racing BMW is on its way. And it looks like Olarato Sakudu is going to get a victory on debut here. In the background, De Gavea looking for second place as they come down into the breaking point for turn 8. Yeah, checkered flag, and we're waiting. Olarato Sakudu is going to wrap this one up, and that is a fantastic effort. Watch out for him throughout the season in Naturally Aspirated Cup. De Gavea coming through for second place. He'll win out over Troy Cochrane, and then Davy Olafir and Trevor Long wrapping up the top end of Class B. It's Ignis du Plessis for double victories in Class C. He beats out Nicholas Haps this time. Ken Swartz moves up into the top 10, and Kobus Boma in 10th place, the third place car in Class C. Let's catch up with our debut winner, Olarato.
M3, you can't really go wrong, so she treated me well the whole weekend. I mean, we did have a little bit of struggles on Thursday, but we came back on Friday. We put in P3, so now I'm lucky with the reverse grid, you know. Just got a good jump on Davi. He put up a really good defense, but I mean, yeah, tried to overtake him, got it done, and then, yeah, just led it from there, so super happy.
First round now for the BMW M Performance Racing Series Turbo Cup class, and let's catch up with one of the contenders, Eugene Goos.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I owe it to my family and my master mowers and everybody, so I'll do my best.
Always look forward to you doing your best. Anybody out there that does their best is going to certainly be at the front end of what is going to be the new class for 2026. We've just seen the naturally aspirated go at it. It's now for the Turbo Cup time. And as they head down towards turn 1, keep an eye on that front end, because Cashin Naka yesterday was almost 3 or 4 seconds quicker than any other car out on track in Class A. Class B gets away nicely as well. Keep an eye out for Rainier Smith, the reigning champion. He'll be out there fighting with possibly Oz Bagioni, but you can see right from the word go, he's actually got Leonard right on his tail there from ACD Velcom. So there's a bit of a change up there in that mid-pack for Class B. As they come around turn 2, Cashel corner, outside line for a couple of cars there, trying to just hang on because there's not a lot of room to play here. And if you are up close and personal like we're seeing here, it is fantastic to see the kind of race action already. This man, Anton Pommersheim, by the way, yesterday was in Class B and decided at the last minute to throw a couple of slicks on and go and take on the Class A competitors. And it looks like it's paying off nicely here because he's sitting in second place and he's got up ahead of Nishal Singh in the Auto Nish car. He's also ahead of Bob Neal and, by the looks of things, Leon Lopesha, seasoned campaigners in Class A. Class B, C, and there's some big battles there as well. You can see Neil Reynolds getting into the mix almost instantaneously too. Johan Miller under a bit of pressure as they come down towards turn 8. And at turn 2, Ethan Gutierrez spun out. He's right in the middle of the race line. That could be a dangerous position. There'll definitely be yellow flags waving there for him. Yes, you can see them on the sideline. Has he got back on track yet? No, he hasn't. He's still on the grass. He's going to have to wait for the whole field to come through because they're so evenly matched and so close at this point in time. It might be a case of him having to wait for that entire pack to come past him before he can get back on track. Looks like the front end of Class A getting in amongst the back end now of the tail end of the field, and someone off track in the background. That's Cashin Naka going through there, the lead car, just trying to pick up on that blue BM. Oh, there's a couple of cars that actually went off there. Possibilities of maybe a change of surface at the top end of the field. Eugene Coast starting to close now onto the back end of the Leon Lopesha car. But that's them coming through rapidly. Bob Neal, too far back for my liking and certainly battling with the traffic. Look at how much traffic he's got to try and find his way through. He follows, fortunately, Nishal Singh, who opened up the door there for him, and now goes to overtake Nishal as they go down into turn 1. Very close there. Neal having a big look up at the inside, but Bob just not able to find a way past. So they're all now sort of into a rhythm, and with the traffic that's now available for Class A and spinners like Michael Krobler being a bit of a pest there in the pest control specialist machine, having to make cars go all the way around him. One of them was Eugene Gous, as you can see, going around that outside, the rest, and then a red flag. So red flag coming out. That was because we've got 2 cars in quite a precarious position and 1 on fire. So it looks like the car on fire there of Michael Krobler is the reason for the red flag. Not the way they wanted to finish this first race, that's for sure. But Cash and Nike will be happy with the Class A win. Anton Pommersheim in second ahead of Loubser. Class B went to Renier Smith, and Osbagioni taking the victory in Class C. Good effort there from him in the pool car. Let's catch up now with race 1 winner, Cash and Nike.
Yeah, it feels very good. Competition's obviously very tough, but yeah, enjoying it, and yeah, first win of the season and of the year essentially.
Starting now from the back of the reverse grid will be Cash and Nike, and I think, possibly ahead of Anton Pommersheim across the line. So we're going to have to watch for a jump start there from Cash and Nike. Good start from Leonard Archer again in the ACD Valcom machine. But down into turn number 2, it is Bob Neal who leads out. Nishal Singh in second. Pommersheim has moved himself already up into third place and looking to try and get away from Cash and Nike if he can. Further back in Class C, good start coming out of the 46 machine. Coming through there is Ronald Lenters. He's got Eugene Gous up close and personal with him, and look just ahead of him in Nick Naidu. So some great starts here in this pack. The C category starting to heat up there pretty decently as well. Osbagioni is going to have his work cut out for him to try and get the double victory here today. It's not going to be easy. He's got Varish Gunpath there and Craig Herbst. Herbst with a much better start this time in race number 2. Nishal Singh looking to try and hang on at this point, but look at how they are just coming in full force here. And this, of course, was the second biggest class on the day in the Passion for Speed's 25th anniversary. Only outgunned by the historic class for the very first time ever. But, of course, with the growth of this category, it's just non-stop from what BMW are doing, and that's why M Performance Racing Series is getting the kind of coverage and the support it has all around the country. Brilliant to see. The 21 car absolutely flying. Benny Late trying to keep off the intentions from Gerald Anthony and Nick Naidu as they come under braking for turn 2. Watch in the background, that is the closing car there of Craig Herbst trying to get onto the back end of the car just ahead of him. Great little battle between them. That's for sort of the 2nd, 3rd and 4th place in Class C. Class B still in the hands pretty much there of Leonard Archer. I don't think anybody's going to catch Archer, or maybe Renier Smith will. Smith is not too far away from him, so little battle on there right into the closing stages for Class B honours. Class C spread out. And a big touch. The Sav Speed car coming together there with the 12 machine, and that's not what wanted to happen, as you can see, going off the track there completely. It's one of the Duplessis who went off in the Moscow car. Out front though, Cash and Nike looking to try and get the checkered flag. I am concerned about the fact that he may have got a jump start. Pommersheim might get this one as they come down onto the brakes for the last time into turn 8. It's going to be Nike to take the flag, but we'll have to wait and see what the COC said about that start. First time out for him, remember, on that reverse grid and on the rolling start. Might have just been a little rookie mistake there for Cash and Nike. And if we look at the results, that's exactly what happened. Pommersheim getting the victory, Nike getting dropped back 1 position, and Loubser gets 3rd. Class B went to Smith, and Class C to Arnold Naidu, who came through in the end to beat out Osbagioni. Let's get a quick word from our race 2 winner, Anton Pommersheim.
We had enough cars to manage 4 points, and I think we're really moving, and this car that Freddie built for me at Fast Developments is absolutely insane.
Great to see some youngsters in the house, and rest in peace, Justin Robertson. Lots of memories there. Welcome back to the 25th Passion for Speed Festival here at Swartkops. The big crowds have come out to see some modern cars. We're going to go back to the more historic cars and catch up with Camille Doring's Carl Pino.
The first car we have here is a 1970 Camaro. Now this is a 1970 model, so obviously if you look at 2006, it's 36 years old. So we did a lot of extensive work on the car to make it competitive in that class. We are running the Datsun 240Z. I had an accident in the car the previous time at a track, so we had to do a lot of work on the bodywork. We have Capri Piranha. It's his first outing really, untested. Him and the Camaro and the Datsun, we brought him here without any testing. But what we have on the Capri is that it's extremely quick in a straight line. And then I have my 2.5-litre cars. That is Escort Mark 1. And a Cortina Mark 1. Cortina is a 1963 model. Lotus Cortina, beautiful. Fantastic car to drive, and the same with the Escort, so Mark 1. You know, the show that is being put up here by Peter and by the Swartkop personnel, Tanya and Zelda, is absolutely fantastic. You can only congratulate them. If you look at the attendance, you look at the enthusiasm, what is pleasing.
It's very pleasing to see such a big field of HRSA competitors in the pre-race. Let's catch up with Ian Richards and see what his plans are.
It's a bit nervous, but we'll give it our best to see what we can do and hope to bring it home.
E, F and G about to make their way onto the circuit now, and a really cool array of cars that are going to be battling out there, most of them coming from the Alpha fraternity, Ford fraternity and the Datsun fraternity. Let's see who's going to have what it takes. A couple of Volkswagens in there too, and we'll keep an eye on that little Porsche in the mid-pack. This is a fantastic field of cars, and as I said, this weekend, outgunning everybody else with the biggest field of the combined categories from Class A, B and C, which we'll see a little bit later in the show. But double yellows all the way down to turn number 3. That's when the first time that we're going to see a green flag come out, and the Shield Ford Escort will lead them out as Smallberger heads his way onto the back straightaway for the first time in anger. Well, let's keep an eye out on Wynand du Plessis. Spinner, all the way from Bulawayo. That's not good, Darren Prodigy. That's not where you want to be parking your car, buddy. You got to move that one out of the way because that's in a dangerous position. Hopefully you can get going again. I was about to say, check out that Porsche of Wynand du Plessis, normally racing in the handicap format. The other man from Bulawayo there, Wayne Porkita, having a fantastic run. Also in a little Datsun GX. But the front end is all about Smallberger for now. Dave Lation is coming though in the Volkswagen Sirocco, and there's a big battle just behind that. As you can see, the 203 machine getting in the mix there and starting to rub wheels and rub wing mirrors of the two cars that he's fighting with. Here comes that Zack Speed machine tucking through there, 333. Yuppie having a fantastic run in that little Zack Speed Escort, side by side with Johan Kutzer, and look at that Steve Pickering, not too far in the background, as I said, in that little Porsche of his, but it's Wynand who's the lead Porsche at this stage. Mercedes-Benz in the pack as well. That's Johan van der Walt, old school, taking on some Mark 1 Escorts in the mid-pack there, and a little Alpha as well. Anywhere in the world can you see cars like this battling? No, you can't. You can only see it at Passion for Speed's 25th anniversary. And that is the beauty that everybody here at the circuit has come out to see. All of these old race cars still going at it and putting on a show for the big crowd that's here at Zwartkops. Out of turn number 2 they come. Heading into turn 4 go the lead pack of cars though, and it looks like it might be Dave Lation who's made his way to the front end. There comes a move from that incredible little Renault Gordini as well, starting to come through there. Cor Kramwinkel putting the pressure on, and it is Lation. He has hit the front. He's looking for an opportunity now to try and take this victory. As they come down the hill, they'll be closing on the Williams boys. I'm not quite sure which of the two is in there. I think Chris might be driving that little Ford today. But it's Lation, and he is bringing that Sirocco for the victory ahead of Keegan Ward and Ian Richards. Richards had to push hard, got ahead right in the closing stages there of John Simpson. So John Simpson having a great run as well. So Class F 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7th place. In fact, the entire top 10 out of Class F there. Great effort. Good drive from Yuppie Trichard as we saw, and nice stuff from Mike Bishop coming through there as well in the Renault. Moving now swiftly into Class B, C, D, and a real nice array of cars here too, including this one, Werner Kotzer, who will be our onboard man. That is a rotary Mazda that he's going to be fighting hard with. And Keegan Campos ahead of him, I think might have his work cut out for him to try and keep that Mazda at bay in the Porsche RSR from Campos Racing. Martini Racing colours out there, and of course it's great to see all the old livery and all styles that were involved in the 60s and 70s when these cars were in their heyday. We're going to go on board here on the R100 of Werner Kotzer as they go around the outside of turn 2. Remember, they've got to hold station until they get onto that short straight towards turn 3. That's when they get the green flag, and that's when we go racing. And a good start as well further back. Great to see all the mix-up. You've got Porsches, you've got Mazdas, you've got Datsuns. You've got this R100 giving Campos a run for his money as they come out of turn 4. He sneaks up the inside. Werner Kotzer, this is a high-flying machine, getting to about 8 or 10,000 revs as he gets up to the top of the hill and sliding out of turn 5. Brilliant stuff. Kotzer on the move and Campos right on his tail. This is Andre Diedrichs parked in the kitty litter outside of turn 4 in that Team Gunston coloured Ford Capri Piranha, the big V8 stuck in the kitty litter. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on track. The AA car out there, that's Sean Hepburn pushing hard in his 1200 GX. That Datsun brigade has just grown bigger and bigger. Here come the two leaders on the man who spun out, so Diedrichs should be in a bit of trouble here. Look at the flame out of the back of that Mazda. Unbelievable stuff. If that was in front of Keegan Campos, he would have cooked the bonnet on that Porsche. He would have needed a new Porsche badge there, Roy. It was the case. Look at how hard he's pushing though. Kotzer is all over the back. Oh, misses a gear slightly as he comes onto the back straight, but here we go. Inside line for turn 4. Is Diedrichs going to give up a little bit of room? The little Chev out of shape in the background as well. Rudolf de Vos gets it off track, buries it and gets it in second gear. It's left, right, sideways, grass, a bit of dirt, and eventually finds the tarmac just ahead of Vakamides. George Vakamides would have seen that. He's going to say, I'd like a little bit of Chevy right now. See if we can find a way past. Oh, he looks like he might have a bit of a problem there. One of the Hamilton's cars there, that's Peter Jensen, who's off the circuit completely. Not where he wants to be. The other Hamiltons and Datsun GX, that is off track. But it's now Campos coming back at Kotza. Two of them side by side as they go up the hill. He's got the drive up the hill, and he's got the overtake into turn 5. But watch for Werner Kotza to try and come back at him. Look at how hard he's working that wheel. He is frantic in that cockpit. It's brilliant stuff. And he's looking for an opportunity to dive through here. Can he find a way past? And Keegan Campos, oh, he's sideways. That's it. That's going to cost him. That little drift out of turn 5 and 6 is what's going to cost him the victory here. And it's going to be Keegan Campos to hang on. Big flame out of the car though from Kotza. What a drive there from Werner. Stayed right on the tailpiece of one of South Africa's top saloon car drivers and gave him a great run for his money. So Class B goes to Campos. Andre van der Merwe takes second in Class B but third on the road. Kotza wins out Class C with that great second place battle. He wins out over Tenapel. And then Class D going to Jannie van Rooyen. A great effort once again from the Sirocco driver. Let's catch up now with your race winner, Keegan Campos.
This is what true racing is. Heel and toe every downshift. Every time you hit the brake, you never know which wheel's going to snatch and pull you in which direction entering the corner. Yeah, honestly, one of our favorite cars that we own.
We'll see you after the break for more Passion for Speed. Welcome back to more action from the Passion for Speed's 25th anniversary. The crowds are here, the cars are here, they are magnificent, and it's one of the biggest fields we've ever seen. A big stalwart of this is Josh Dovey.
The vibe's always fantastic, and it's always great to come up from the Cape and bring a few cars and have some fun. We haven't had the best of luck with the Ginetta this time round, but I've still got the single-seater race and the Chevron to go, so looking forward to that. But this is the best event of the year, so we always make the effort to come up. Can't beat it.
So that being historic single-seaters are up next, the final bit of action from our 25th anniversary. They're all waiting to go, and just before they get on track, let's catch up quickly with Paul Richardson.
Well, first, second or third, but that's hopeful. Fourth is good.
Paul Richardson, some of these cars are 60 or 70 years old, about to go race here, and this is a big field of single-seaters. And arguably one of the biggest we've seen in a long time. Oh, off the line there. Looks like the Elva Porsche might have just got stuck there ever so slightly. We'll keep an eye out on whether Wintersteen gets that car going. But down towards turn 1, they come full flat, and everything she's got, some of them on cold tires, and these tires are not built to go into turn 1 that fast, this quickly. The beauty about this particular category is, as we watch Michael Koenig diving on the inside, trying to find a way through early on Tony Beecher. Watch out for that little battle. It's pretty hot one there between the two Formula Vs. But as I was saying, the great stuff about this class is it's a standing start. It's one of the only standing starts we had on the day. And the top 5 now getting away, led out by Ryan Ludick. There's Hillary in there as well, and it looks like Steve Fenter has joined the party. He might have moved up into about second place. In the background, Colin Clay coming through in that magnificent Lotus. Look at that, built in his own garage to the same spec as the Lotus 23 that it's based on. And coming from the back, watch out for Dovey. Dovey didn't start where he wanted. He unfortunately had some problems coming out of pit lane. They got the car fired up again at Humble Motorsport, and they've got him back on circuit. He's coming through the field rapidly. Could potentially get himself up into that top 5, but it's a long way to go for him when you've got a big field of single-seaters like we have today. Ron Lydiard having also a super run there in the Lotus. And right on his tail is Colin Clay. So 2 form and 2 versions of the Lotus. A spinner. Oh, on the inside there, that I think might be Roy Wilson. And getting it a little bit out of shape there, but let's see if he gets going again. Back to this little battle. Michael Koenig's joined that battle. Has he got back on track? This is Wintersteen, so he was able to get a slightly better start than what he did earlier on. That Elva Porsche of his looking good. But this man, have a look at this. Absolutely perfectly done here from Ryan Ludick. I can't believe how well this man has gelled to this little car and has put on a show of note. Getting away from seasoned campaigners in single-seaters. The likes of Hillary, Fenter and Richardson. All have been around for a long, long time. The flag comes out, but this time out, it's for Ryan Ludick. Well done. First time out and winner in the single-seaters. Beating Hillary, Fenter and Richardson. Josh Dovey made his way back up to top 5 ahead of Colin Clay. Then it was Lydiard, Beecher, Koenig and Clive Wintersteen in the Porsche in 10th. Straight into more of the same now with the South African historic single-seater. Steve Fenter will be looking to just up his game ever so slightly, as will Des Hillary, to try and catch Ryan Ludick, who set the pace as we saw in race number 1. But it is fantastic to see this time it will be the Chevron in the pack and starting things out from the front end, trying to give a bit of a run there. So keep an eye out on the big charge coming from the man from Cape Town. And I can tell you something, Josh Dovey means business, and he's already putting the pressure on as they go down to Castrol. Then they come out. So Richardson up into third place, tucked into fourth place by the looks of things. That might be Ron Lydiard, and then Tony Beecher in the mid-pack. Yeah, more battles continuing as they did in the entire part of race number 1. And great to see the 27 car out there as well, pushing through of Ben van der Westhuizen. Then behind that, Michael Koenig watching the mirrors, keeping an eye out on potential threats behind him as they come up to the top of the hill. He's got Kerry de Klerk, Alan Koenig out there, of course, dad in the house, so a bit of a family fight on the track as well. And then Michael Hillary with Richard Derbyshire having a little bit of a fight too. Diving on the inside up into turn 5. Very close there between the two of them. Even closer at the front end. Have a look at this. Dovey a lot closer to the front end. And Ludik is going to have to work much harder this time than what he did in race number 1. He got away nicely in race number 1 and had clean air at the end when the flag came out. This is Colin Clay, as we said earlier on. Look at that. Magnificent. Not quite the Lotus colours, but yeah, it is the green and yellow, but it's his own version of the Lotus colours that Colin Clay's gone with there. New leader by the looks of things, yes. Dovey's at the front. Dovey's at the front, and he's trying to get away from Ludik, and he's opened up a big margin there in the Chevron, so that's going to be a turnaround there. Exactly what we kind of expected to see him. It's a big pity we didn't have Ian Schofield here as well, but he was working frantically to get some other single-seaters ready for the National Championship, and hats off to him for doing that. But he would have been certainly at the front end with his march and having a run here with the Chevron. And you can see just how fast this Chevron is. This time taking the victory, and it's Cape Town in the house with the Humble Motorsport and Josh Dovey car taking the victory for race number 2. Ryan Luddy coming through for, I think, second place. And look at how close it is here in the closing stages. Dive on the inside. And some back markers there for the 27 car, Van der Westhuizen. He comes through and takes the checkered flag as well. Wrapping up a magnificent day's racing here at the 25th Passion for Speed Festival. Des Hillary was just behind there. Steve Fenter in the mix as well. And a phenomenal field of single-seaters wrap up the day with Dovey at the top, Ludik in second and Richardson in third. Van der Westhuizen hangs on to keep out Hillary, Fenter Clay, Michael Koenig, Tony Beecher and Michael Hillary, your top 10. And we'll see you next year at Swartkops for the 26th running of the Passion for Speed Festival. The 25th anniversary edition of the Passion for Speed Festival is proudly brought to you by Marlboro Crane Hire and Swartkops International World of Motoring.